everyday activities. 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 Do not get break. Think I know you to say. You and your friends, boom, gossiping every day. But our everyday activities. Sometimes I think it's fun. It's eternal to be positive. Come to my house, what you eat and you drink. Go to my neighbor. Activity that what we do. So no just pass the better we can keep you up. Not keep class, nobody can do that. Go, everyday activities, don't money to go. Get on the floor, tell them what we do. Everyday activity, something that we produce. And you share all day, make sure don't go to jail. But let the money spend, yeah, let them use their play. And my papa lost, not every. When chicken say, go, it's all cussing.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime and report it, don't take law in your hand, call the right authority, that it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door, whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. On the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. On the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sanya, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sanya.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. Come on, some currency, plenty pop. Put it to the Ichiki. Bila living sense in her.
Chicken say, Bogoni Oko, it's a cafe.
Let me say a pleasant good morning and welcome to the December 9, 2025 edition of the program from the Pre-News on Freedom FM 87.9. My name is Wendell Nimna and I'm here this morning. Esther Daco is still not feeling too well, and so I'm going to be here hoping to join the rest of the team in the USA. The man Suleiman Tunis will be here to bring us the weather report. So the program from the Pre-News is brought to you by Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, one of the giants in the petroleum business in this country, and also proud to be associated with the program is Exodus Best Price Store. As we enter into the festive month, I'm quite sure there's going to be a lot of activities out there, parties here, party there, and party everywhere. So you want to get drinks for that occasion. You want to get drinks for cheaper price. The best place to go is Exodus Best Price Store. All right. They also have a delivery service that can take your goods to your destination. So those of you who are in the Painesville, the Congo Town, the Oro Belt, you can make a stop right there at Smart Road Junction on the Old Road and get your purchase from Exodus Best Price Store. Those of you around Central Morovia and Bourgeois Island, you can make your way to Gurley Street, where the head branch is located. And also, we have with us our major sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia, headed by old man Sam Sion. So, folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are and following us. Welcome to the Tuesday, December 9, 2025 edition of the program from the Print News. My name is Wendell Nimne. And those of you who are watching us from where you are watching, please drop a comment, indicate your name and your address, and please do us a favor by sharing the live. We really appreciate you for that. Help us and share the live so others around who are watching or who don't have the opportunity will grab the opportunity to be a part of the Tuesday, December 9 edition of the program from the Print News. And in our studio today, we have the Inquirer newspaper and the Front Page Africa newspaper. So we'll begin with the Inquirer newspaper, been on the stand since the 90s and stay going strong. One of Liberia's best, the Inquirer. And this is the front page I'm about to run you through. Let's begin now with the stories on the front page. It says, at UN Security Council, Liberia proposes AUPSC reform. Let's get a few lines. Liberia has called for a major reform within the African Union, proposing an amendment to Article 5 of the protocol establishing the Peace and Security Council to provide automatic membership for AU countries elected to the United Nations Security Council, UNSC. Delivering remarks on behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Cyril Beslo Nyanti, Deputy Minister for International Cooperation and Economic Integration, Ibrahim Ye, emphasized that the proposed amendment will strengthen coordination and ensure that Africa's priorities are consistently presented at both the AUPSC and the UNSC. He said automatic membership will guarantee the same sets of priorities and issues are presented and advocated for at both councils, ensuring that African positions are coherent and coherent and unified in global peace and security discussions. Ye explained that the reform is critical for enhancing synergy between the three African members of the UNSC and the AU Peace and Security Council, which currently operate without automatic coordination. He warned that Africa is facing increasing insecurity as conflicts, terrorism, political instability, and natural disasters continue to challenge peace and development on the continent. Continuation of the story is on page 10. You grab a copy of the Inquirer newspaper for 40 Liberian dollars. Let's take our next story. Twe and Ngafuan absence jeopardizes Avino iron ore project gearing. And right here, we see the photograph of Minister Ngafuan and the Justice Minister, who is the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, Councillor Oswald Twe. A crucial public hearing scheduled by the Liberian Senate to address the Avino Atlantic Incorporated HPX concession, a significant iron ore mining project, was abruptly postponed yesterday due to the absence of two key government officials. The hearing, intended to explore the diplomatic and operational coordination between Liberia and Guinea regarding the project, was deemed unable to proceed without the direct participation of both Finance and Justice Minister Augustine Ngafwa and Oswald Twed. The Joint Committee of the Senate, chaired by Montserrat County Senator Sir H. Joseph, according of import from the Finance and Justice Ministries, while both ministers sent representatives to the hearing, an assistant minister and a deputy minister respectively. The committee deemed their presence insufficient to address the complexities surrounding the concession agreement. Some senators raising the concerns said the presence of the Finance and Justice Minister is crucial for this hearing. Their expertise and direct involvement are essential to ensuring a thorough and informed review. Very interesting story. So let's run to page 10 for the continuation. And it says of this important agreement. So, Mr. Presiding, it will be prudent that we postpone this hearing to a later date and ensure that both the Justice and Finance Minister are present to enable us to get to the bottom of the circumstances surrounding the deal, they pleaded. Following the view of his colleagues, Senator Joseph then alluded to the plea and adjourned the hearing, announcing that a new date will be announced soon to commence the hearing into the deal. However, before the postponement, several other prominent officials did appear at the hearing, including National Investment Commission Chairman Jeff Bilbo, Liberia Revenue Authority Commissioner General Double Jala, and Transport Minister Sir Lee Tyler. Their presence also underscored the government's commitment to transparency and its involvement in the ongoing dialogue surrounding the project. But their presence was ultimately rendered moot due to the absence of Minister Twe and Ngafwa. Meanwhile, the delay has raised questions about the government's priorities and its readiness to engage in crucial discussions regarding major investments, citing scheduling conflicts and others suggesting a need for further internal preparations. The postponement has also disappointed stakeholders, including members of the Senate and civil society groups, who were anticipating a productive exchange of information and perspectives. The delay of the hearing, which was also seen as a vital step in ensuring accountability and transparency in the management of the concession agreement, will likely have significant ramifications for Liberia's economic future if not addressed. It can be recalled that the Senate Joint Committee on Transport raised alarm that the controversy concession and access agreement between the government and Avino Liberia may violate a binding cross-border treaty with Guinea. The committee, chaired by Senator Joseph, said the legislature cannot proceed with the Avino agreement until the executive proof it was negotiated in full compliance with the 2019 Liberia-Guinea Implementation Agreement, the international framework that governs all cross-border rail access and mineral transport between the two nations. In a formal communications dated November 12, 2025, and sent to the National Investment Commission, the Ministry of Justice, and the Ministry of Transport, the Senate cautioned that Liberia risks breaching international law if it signs or ratifies any rail-related concession without Guinea's formal approval. Full adherence to this agreement is not only a matter of national policy, but also a requirement of international law, the letter states. According to the senators, officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Justice last week failed to provide any verified documentation showing that Guinea was consulted, engaged, or issued approval for the Avino deal, which is a direct violation of the governing treaty. Well, folks, let's leave it right there and take more stories on the front page of the Front Page Africa newspaper. And the story here says, Twe and Gafuan absence jeopardizes Avino iron ore project hearing. Let's get to more stories. This one, our final story on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. Wrongful dismissals and others haunt beer factory management. Oh, beer factory is in the news again. All right, so let's see. Serious tensions yesterday morning flared at the Monrovia Club Beer Brewery after several employees staged a protest on site demanding their reinstatement, improved benefits, fairer salaries, and an investigation into poor labor practices. The demonstration, which began early in the morning at the factory production site, further disrupted production and brought normal operations to a standstill for several hours. The protesters, composed of workers from various departments, continuation of the story is on page 10. It says, carry placards bearing slogans such as fair wages now, we don't need each hour, freedom is what we need, among others. Their grievances, narrated by several of their colleagues during the protest, centered on a perceived disparity between their contributions to the company's success and the compensation they received. Founded in 1957 as a corporate under the Liberian laws and started the production of club in 1961, the Monrovia Brewery is a brewery based and operating in Liberia, precisely in the Douala Belt on Bourgeois Island. According to the company Wikipedia, they are the primary sponsor of the Monrovia Club Breweries football team and is subsidiary of the Diageo Alcoholic Beverages Company. In conversation with one of the employees, he alleged, we are working hard day in, day out to produce the beer that brings this company profit. Why we remain underpaid and abandoned. Also, our salaries are barely enough to survive. We deserve a living wage, better health insurance, and retirement benefits that secure our future. Management also needs to respect the bargaining agreement that we all signed, he narrated. To raise serious allegations of unfair labor practices, including accusations of arbitrary dismissals and the lack of proper safety equipment and procedures, particularly in the production and bottling areas. The protesters at the same time cited several instances where they felt their rights as workers were being ignored, leading to a climate of fear and insecurity within the company, especially after engaging the management on several occasions. However, the peaceful but intense protests later drew the attention of the Ministry of Labor, which dispatched a delegation to the brewery to mediate the situation and restore calm at the factory. After several hours of tense negotiations, the ministry representative later held meetings with both the aggrieved employees and the management of Monrovia Club Beer. But as of press time, The details of the discussions and ending agreements reached have not been made public, as the outcome of the meeting, including any proposed resolutions or commitments, remains unknown. Meanwhile, the management of Monrovia Club Beer has not yet released an official statement regarding the protests or the allegations of poor labor practices and other allegations leveled against the company. Well, that's all we can take from the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. Let's run you to the back page quickly. Keep watching and share the live. Drop your comments. Where you're watching from, please let us know. Let's move to the back page. I'm already there. Inquirer first female editor raps on ethical journalism. And we see the photograph of former PUL VP Melissa Chie Annan. It's right here under the caption, Inquirer's first female editor raps on ethical journalism. And then lastly, for the back page of the Inquirer newspaper, 6-year-old Sonia saves over 10,000 Liberian dollars to help the poor. A 6-year-old student at the Virginia International School System, Sonia A. Mohammed, currently in the first grade, has developed an extraordinary saving habit that is gaining admiration across her school and community. Her commitment to setting aside money at such a young age has become an inspiring example for both children and adults. In an exclusive interview over the weekend, Sonia recounted how her saving journey began in June, shortly after completing her K2 graduation ceremony, stating that the practice started out of curiosity, but soon grew into a personal mission to help those in need. She explained that the savings came mostly from small amounts of money given to her by family members, relatives, and well-wishers. Instead of spending the funds on snacks or toys, I made the choice to keep them safe at home in a cash box. Over time, Sonia's discipline paid off. She revealed that she has now saved more than 10,000 Liberian dollars and 4 USD, an amount she accumulated gradually by consistently depositing whatever she received into her cash box. For her, saving became an exciting routine rather than a burden. She disclosed that her main goal is to support poor and less fortunate individuals. Well, folks, that's all we can take from the Inquirer newspaper. Let's run you to more stories. Let's bring you now the front page Africa newspaper. And let's begin with top stories. A difficult moment for us. In major blow, Sweden plans exit as Liberia's largest remaining bilateral donor. Listen to this, folks. This is foreign relations. A difficult moment for us. In major blow, Sweden plans exit as Liberia's largest remaining bilateral donor. And more top stories. Festive ban. LCC calls for holiday season protest freeze ahead of stand rally. Group pushes back. Very interesting stories. Let's take a few lines from there. It's on page 7. Let's take a few lines from that story. I'm trying to drive my way through to page 7 to bring you that story. Well, okay. Are we there, page 7? Let's see whether we are there. Yes. We see LCC calls for holiday season protest freeze ahead of stand rally. And group pushes back. We see the photograph of this gentleman from the LCC. And we also see the photograph of the photograph of stand chairman Moba Molu. But let's take a few lines from here, folks. Let's bring you a few lines. The Liberia Council of Churches has appealed to the government of Liberia to place a temporary halt on all public protests during the festive season, arguing that demonstrations at this time of the year could disturb national activities and create additional strain on public order. The call was made by LCC Secretary General Reverend Dr. Christopher Toole during the press conference held in Monrovia over the weekend. All right. Reverend Toole explained that December traditionally brings increased public movement across the country, with citizens crowding marketplaces, shopping districts, and major streets as they prepared for Christmas. He noted that these activities, combined with religious crusades and year-end economic pressures, already place considerable demands on the public space. Introducing major demonstrations into such an environment, he said, could heighten congestion and lead to avoidable tension. The LCC request specifically referenced the protests announced by the political pressure group Solidarity and Trust for a New Day. But let's leave it right here. We'll take some lines when we come back. We'll take some lines from there. That story is very interesting. But let's move you to obituary. This death thing is not okay. Waka eulogizes and defends late Minister Grisby. Medicare voices couldn't see his worth. Let's bring you the big stories here this morning on the front page Africa newspaper. Nimba Senator Nyan Twine rejects Avino Hall deal, cites compliance gaps as HPX hearing postponed over absence of key government officials. It does not meet the standard. Our assessment of the Avino Concession Access Agreement places its compliance rating at 77%. While this shows some effort, it does not meet the standard required for legislative support. We would not vote for any concession that fails to reach at least 85% in good standing. Yandi Twine Jr., Senator, Nema County. We brought you some lines from that story from the Inquirer newspaper. So let's take another story. It says, death of domestic violence survivor highlights systematic failures. I won't make it. Many men still think they have the right to discipline their women because women were socialized as property. A lot of men don't see a problem with violating them sexually, physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Amelia Siafa, acting executive director, Sister A Liberia. When she opened her eyes, she saw me. She said, Sister Fatu, I won't make it. And I say, you will make it. I started praying. She held my hands, and the other women held her other hand. But she was just shaking. White foam came from her mouth and nose. Ma Fatu, a neighbor of the deceased victim. Very interesting story. Let's bring you a few lines from there. Okay, let's bring you a few lines. A mother of 6 died after years of abuse in a rural community with no police station, no safe home, and no emergency services, exposing what experts said are Liberia's deep rural protection gaps. Advocates said harmful gender norms, victim blaming, and the belief that men own or can discipline women continue to fuel domestic violence. With our investment in trained police, shelters, emergencies, transport, and programs that re-socialize boys and men, experts warn Liberia will continue to lose people to domestic violence. Esther's final words came in weak. Gasping breath, I won't make it, the mother of 6 whispered. Collapsing in the yard as neighbor Manfatu tried to hold her upright, blood streamed from her nose moments earlier, according to her 5-year-old daughter who witnessed the attack. Esther's husband kicked her so violently that her head struck the wall. Neighbors rushed to help, but it was too late. Esther, a 39-year-old mother of 6, died in Fatu's arms. When she opened her eyes, she saw me. She said, "Sister Fatu, I won't make it." Fatu recalled through tears, "I say you will make it." I started praying. She held my hands and the other women held her other hand, but she was just shaking. White foam came from her mouth and nose. Esther's body went limp as she died. Esther killing came the very week Liberia's leaders were preparing speeches and banners for the global 16 days of activism against gender-based violence campaign, a UN-backed event designed to bring attention and solutions to situations like Esther's. Yet, in Mission Third, this remote community in Todi district in Montserrat County, with no police station, no clinic, and no transport, Esther died like countless rural women, unprotected and unheard. Advocates say the timing of her death laid bare the widening gap between Liberia's promises to protect women and the dangerous reality they face, especially in rural communities where state services do not reach. New narrative is concealing the identity of Esther, her daughter, and Fatu to protect them from retribution and stigma. Experts said Esther's case is heartbreakingly familiar. Liberia's landscape of gender-based violence remains shaped by harmful norms, stigma, and the public tendency toward victim blaming. When women are molested or domestically abused, the conversation among us almost always leans towards blaming them, said Emilia Siafa, acting executive director of Sister A Liberia, a women-led Liberian non-governmental organization that promotes rights for women and girls. It shows how far we still must go in shifting people's perception of how harmful these things are. Well, folks, let's leave that story right there. Let's see what we can take one or two more stories from here. Right. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to get another story somewhere. Okay. Let's see this story. I'm trying to get this story. This will be our last. All right. Chairman of Ending Government in Power. Ex-Montserrat Superintendent Grace Kwan described Deputy Speaker Fala and warns Unity Party against political prostitution. Former Montserrat County Superintendent Madam Grace Kwan warned ruling Unity Party against Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala and accused several recent political defectors of engaging in what she described as political prostitution to the highest extent. Appearing on the Punch FM Breakfast Show, Kwan cautioned the Bwaka Kone-led administration to be vigilant as it welcomes new entrants into the party, insisting that many of those crossing over are wolves in sheep's clothing, whose past actions pose a danger to Liberia's governance progress. The Unity Party must be very careful, very, very careful, she warned. These were people who sat there and squandered our county development funds. They destroy our country and say this with no regrets. On Friday, the Deputy Speaker, Fala, was accompanied by 5 other lawmakers at the homecoming and fundraising ceremony of the UP's headquarters. Fala, a veteran legislator from Lofa County and a former prominent figure in the Coalition for Democratic Change, an ally of ex-President George Weah, who plotted against his former political institution, the CDC, along with lawmakers, and then Speaker Fonati Kofa. He told the audience that his decision to join the Unity Party came after a period of deep reflection. He said his long-term commitment would depend on how he and other newcomers were embraced within their new political home. Speaking on behalf of colleagues from LOFA, he pledged UP to 30,000 United States dollars to the Unity Party National Fundraising Drive. However, Kwan claims she has physical evidence documenting how the Deputy Speaker and lawmakers mismanaged funds intended for the people of Montserrado. According to her, these same individuals are now showing up under the banner of the Unity Party, wearing party scarves and pretending to be loyalists. Today, I see them sitting in the Unity Party scarf on their neck, looking like they were. You all be careful, she said. There are wolves in sheep's clothing, and all Satan's apples have worms. Kwan referred to Fala as the chairman for any government in power, accusing him of switching political camps based on self-interest rather than principle. Thomas Fala is a chairman of the AGIP, any government in power. This is a political prostitution to the greatest extent, she declared. She alleged that Fala, like others, has a history of using political parties merely as stepping stones for personal relevance. Well, folks, that's all we can take from here. That's all we can take. So we are about to recap for you. When we're done with the recap, we'll bring our weather report man in to read for us the weather report for today, December 9. So shortly, we'll bring on board our weather report man. But let me bring you all of the stories we read before going for our break. So we started this morning with the Inquirer newspaper, and these are stories we brought to you from the front page. At UN Security Council, Liberia proposes AUPSC reform. Twe Ngafwa absence jeopardizes Avino iron ore project hearing. Wrongful dismissal and others haunt beer factory management. That does it for the front page. The back page, Inquirer's first female editor raps on ethical journalism. And we see the photograph of PUF VP, former VP, Melissa Chie Annan. 6-year-old Sonia saved over 10,000 Liberian dollars to help the poor. And that does it for the Inquirer newspaper. Folks, let's bring you the front page Africa. Top stories, a difficult moment for us. In major blow, Sweden plans exit as Liberia's largest remaining bilateral donor. And festive ban, LCC calls for holiday season protest freeze ahead of stand rally, and group pushes back. He was disciplined, brilliant, humble. Waka eulogizes, defends late Minister Grisby. Mercury voices couldn't see his worth. And lastly, these are the top stories we brought to you. Nima Senator Nyan Twayan rejects. Avino Hall D cites compliance gaps as HPX hearing postponed over absence of key government officials. And then lastly, death of domestic violence survivor highlights systematic failures. I won't make it. Well, that's it. Let's catch our break. And then when we come back, we'll bring you the weather report. If you just joined us, you are listening to Freedom FM 87.9. And the program is From the Pre-News, brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, and Exodus Best Price Store.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to serve the search of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sanya, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sanya.
We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Robbie, why you take it?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So
Okay, folks, thank you and welcome back to the program from the Print News. Let's leave the shores of Liberia now as we bring in our weather report man, Solomon Tunes, who is going to bring us the weather report for today, December 9. Tunes, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Mama Liberians. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Your weatherman coming to you live from Freedom FM 87.9, the most listened to radio station in the nation capital. Today, you got a very beautiful weather, but there's a light rain underneath it. Some part of the day, there's a chances of rain. Right now, as we speak, the weather stands at 84 degrees and feels like 92. So it's going to be a little bit hot, even though the weather is telling me there's a little light rain, but don't depend on that rain. And that day will stay on until tonight. The weather will drop to 74 at nighttime. Tomorrow, weather, day will break with a lot of sunshine in your faces. Chances of rain during the afternoon hour, but that don't even depend on it because it's just few minute rain. And the sunshine will continue till the night. So Tuesday and Wednesday, which is today and tomorrow, weather is very similar. A lot of sunshine. So you can dress accordingly, whichever way you can. Just make yourself look a little bit smelling good, because the weather, when it's hot, that's when people become sweaty and all kind of things. So you're going to be among your friends. You don't want to be people, you pass and people know going this way. We have very good weather coming up this week. Very, very good weather. Not too much of rain. It's going to be a lot of sunshine. So that's about it from Freedom FM, your most listened to radio stations. This is coming to you from New York City. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Tunes. And yesterday I was told that there was a heavy downpour of rain in the Painesville belt. And the person told me, he said, look, I didn't even know that, it didn't rain on the side. But in Painesville, man, it was raining cats and dogs. And I said, wow. So every time we give you the weather report, it's factual. All right. It's not a day we gave you the weather report and something else happened. All right. So I want to say thanks to our man, Solomon Tunes, for always feeding us up with the weather report. So those of you who are stay at home, you're trying to make your way to town or get to other places, make sure that you wear something light, because it's going to be a hot day. The place is going to be humid. So don't wear something thick that you will be embarrassed. Wear something light so that you will, enjoy your movement around. So that's it. Guide yourself for the weather report and act accordingly.
And this is a time that you need to use your deodorant or roll-on.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cheap now in Liberia. You can get 3 4 roll on for less than $5.
Yes.
So yeah, if you don't even have that, you got bad odor. People always tell you that your arms smell and all of that. Use some lamb and something that will, ease away that odor. So when you're sweating, that's when the odor comes out. So just dress according to the weather and just don't do anything that when you pass, people will be checking you up. Say, wow, he just passed. She just passed. So if you got a partner that smells, that got bad odor, don't shy away from telling them. Tell them. When you love a person, you're getting around the person, you notice something about the person, it's better to tell them. Why would you want to hide your feelings from the person? You want people to be gossiping your friend, you'd see that person as your friend, that person has a very bad odor. Tell them and help them, to solve that problem, not to tear them apart. So that's the guide for you today. I want to say a big thank you to our man Solomon Tunis for always waking up in the morning to give us the weather report. So Tunis, thank you so much.
Yeah, before leaving my attention caught one of your story, which I think the LCC.
Yeah, the LCC. That's what we're going to deal with today. The LCC story is going to be our talking points today.
Right. I mean, they're trying to ask the government to put halt to all protests. That's the only thing they see to talk about. When police are running into opposition parties' headquarters for no reason, they don't talk about it. When former officials are being abused openly by ministers, government officials, they don't talk about it. These are biased people, man. I don't know where this group come from, but that's very sorrowful for our people in Liberia. That's all I want to say. Thank you for hanging out with you for a minute, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much, Solomon Tunis. Tunis is going to be here tonight. Don't forget the nighttime spin is on tonight. And those of you who didn't get the weather report, you can join Tunis tonight. He's going to run you through the weather report. But we also have with us Aliyu Masaleh. Aliyu, welcome to the show this morning. Aliyu? Okay, I think Aliyu is muted. I just don't know. Aliyu, are you there? Okay.
Good morning.
Aliyu, are you there?
Good morning, Mr. Nimle. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome to the show. I was calling, but was not hearing anything. So it's good having you.
Thank you. And good morning to all Liberians. Aliyu Masaleh, glad to be here this morning.
All right, so Aliyu, because of time, I know that there are a lot of stories we read, but my attention is drawn to the LSCC, statement that the government should put a halt to the December 17 protest plan by STAN, headed by Moba Molu. That's what I want to put on the table this morning for us to talk about. So let me give you like 5 minutes to, elaborate a lot on this LCC statement.
Okay, yes. Yeah, there are so many stories out there. But I think this is very important because, excuse me, like Baratuni just said, the Liberia Council of Churches and even the National Muslim Council, all of those people, the religious group, they are all in the country there. They see the lawlessness of this government, no respect for rule of law, the constitution, police brutality. We see the heavy increase of death rate across the country every day. And there are just so much things happening in the country. And these are things that they can come out to speak. Because if you people were speaking on this thing and the government is taking some measures to see how to put things in place, people will not come out to be talking about protesting in the country. But you people sat quietly. All these things going on in the country. This is a government that promised the Liberian people jobs. They were going to create jobs for them. They never needed anything the previous administration were doing. The bread and butter issue of Liberia is all about job. This is the government that proposed $1.2 billion budget, and without even increasing civil service salaries and other important things in the country, and the LCC, the Liberal Council of Churches, they didn't say anything about it. And these are some of the things that bring in the protest. You see, you people in the country, the everyday mysterious death going on in the country, police brutality. We saw what happened in recent time when people went to evade on another property. We saw what happened with the market said a lot lady that was selling, I know, her billa ball or fish or whatsoever. When they hit into a storm or somebody, pregnant woman. We saw all of these things. When last have the LCC come out to speak against some of these things that are happening in the country? If you people were speaking, the government perhaps they could have paid some attention to your, oh yeah, these are the religious people in the country and these things are going on, they are speaking. I think we had to put some measures in place to see how to put things under control. So I don't really know. During George Weah administration, the Liberia Council of Churches, the Muslim community, these people were all vocal. They will have press conferences 2-3 times in a week against the government. And things that they were having those press conferences on, these things are now happening times 10, and they remain quiet. Are they trying to tell Liberian people that every one of them, they were only after removing George Weah from power, and they allowed Baka to come today, break all of the laws, those things that they campaign against, those things that they protested for, those things that they were opening their mouth loud in the country, all the loud voices today, these things are happening times 10, and they remain quiet. So the LCC had no moral integrity to come and tell people for them to put stop to the December 17th protest because of Christmas, because of this other religious program. They had no moral. Because these things are happening in the country, the reason for which these protests were planned, and they remain quiet, they don't say anything. But today they want to come and speak. December 25th at Christmas, December 17th, the protest, I think 7 to 8 days ahead of Christmas. The one-day protest will not stop people from going to get their food, to get their children clothes and things. They have no moral. So they should remain quiet. Just how they are quiet in the country, they are satisfied with the lawlessness, the abuse of power of this government. Let them remain quiet and remain quiet forever. But coming to say, oh yeah, they should postpone the protest, the government should pull her to it, that's not good. That hypocrisy of them is not good for even their image as the Liberian Council of Churches. Is not going to be good for them. If you never spoke yesterday, what is happening right now from the beginning, you should have spoken to put stop to it, and you remain quiet, you embrace it. So embrace the protest as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of Aliyu Masale, and I like the way you put it. Look, folks, I don't know, but this LCC people, I don't know why these guys, they always behave like this to our country. We expect people to speak truth to power, but when you sell your belly, that's what you get. All right. These very people were in this country during the George Weah administration. There were major days that they protested. And I mean, these very people who are coming up today to tell the government that they should halt or put a stop to the December 17th protest, they were voiceless at the time. They didn't say anything. They only told the government, what you need to do is to allow the people to exercise their franchise. That's their constitutional right. Let them go about and protest. So why today they are coming up to say that the government should put halt to the protest because We are in the festive season. There's going to be too many movement of people here and there. When did you people get to know this? You know, it's sad sometimes we who are Christians and we have people who, you know, call themselves bishop, call themselves reverend, and you just name it. That's why you need still sometimes people don't even give you guys the regards, because everything you do is just for your own benefit, not for the souls that you are winning over to Christ. You don't make people to put mouth on the church. We are Christians. We grew up in a Christian home. We were taught those biblical principles, how to live, how to respect people. So why now that you guys are coming up to say that Christmas season, nobody should protest? When did you people get to know? Remember during the June, the protests in this country under Henry Costa and all the folks? We're approaching the festive season then. Our big holiday was around the 26th. Well, you didn't know that 26 was coming that time, right? Now today you know that Christmas is coming, so the government must stop. Crystal, you call yourself a reverend. I don't know how you got this reverend title. Bishop Brown, you start making people to put mouth on the church. Because some of you can't even run your own home. Then you won't run the country. Bishop Brown, Bishop Cotto Brown, Reverend Chris Toole, my former neighbor in Banjo. I know you very well, and you know that for a fact. I know the personality you are. You don't make people to come here and just put mouth on the church, because what you people are doing, you are making the church, you know, for people to look down on the church. Those kind of big title you get, you're not even living up to them. Reverend. Call yourself a reverend. Chris Toole, you call yourself a reverend. Be careful. Don't make some of us go inside and bring stuff outside. Bishop Brown, we know the kind of person you are. What you guys are doing is not fine for our country. Stan wrote there were many things they had issue with about the way the Bouaka Cone administration is proceeding. And those things were jotted down and presented to them, that we give you X, Y, Z to make sure all of these things are put in place. If not, we're going to come back and ask you that all of our grievances, we are yet, you know, to have them, you know, settled. That's why the guys are coming up with the protests. Not to stop anybody movement, not to break or damage people's properties, not to impede the movement of other people. That is their own way of demonstrating their constitutional franchise. Why are you coming up to say the government should put a stop to it? Reverend Toole, are you a real reverend? How did you get your reverend title in the first place? You just give yourself all kind of God title then, biblical title then, just for people to give you respect. But some of you people don't deserve respect. Because if you would stop the people from calling on the government to do the right thing, then who are you? Why are you standing before multitudes of people and say you're preaching the word of God to them? You got to be careful, man. Some of you can make people just put mouth on the church. And we are church goers. there's a benefit in going to church. I did a research from the Oxford University, did a research on the benefits of going to church. And I know what it means to go to church. So you stop making people to stay away from the church. There's a benefit in going to church. But some of you, when people even sit under your teaching set, they can't even get anything. They can't even, no inspiration, no nothing. Because your hands are dirty. Man, look, y'all got to stop. Some of us, the way we were brought up, there are certain lines we can't cross. Because we know what our parents taught us. We know what we learned in school about morals, about the way you carry yourself. So these microphones that we are behind, we're not going to say things that will make our people to look down on us because of some of you greedy people selling your belly because you want to benefit from you benefit yourself. You'll stop making people to look down on the church. You'll stop that. Bishop Cotto Brown, Reverend Chris Toole. This is a man who and I, we live in the same community for so many years. I know him very well. I know the kind of person he is, but I'm not going to go into his closet. I'm not going to do that. But these guys, they can push people to do things. But some of us, we are not that kind of type. We are peaceful people. We say the right things. We speak truth to power. So the people say their government is not doing the right thing. They won't call on their government to do the right thing. Who are you? What your title got to do with this? Who are you, by the way, to tell the people or the government to stop the people from calling on their government to say, government, you told us you were going to do this, but you haven't done it. Who are you to tell them, Bishop Cotto Brown? You can't even run your own home. How will you run the country? How will you tell the government to do stuff? Some of you just getting rich, and the very people that sit under your teaching, they are very poor. You don't even see that. When was the last time the church that you preach at gave out loans to your members? When was the last time? These people in this country, someone there, you just need, look, sometimes you just forget about the Bible business, you forget about those morals, and just deal with these people, because they don't deserve respect. They don't. Yesterday was bad. Today is good for them. These were the very people from the Liberal Council of the Churches. Yesterday, they were aiding and abetting the process. They supported a lot of protests here during the George Weah administration. Why now? They are calling on Stan to stay away from the protests because of the festive season, calling on the government to stop the people from coming out to express their concerns. This is a sad time for our country. This is a sad time for our country when we have people from the church coming up and making reckless statements. Some of the names said they ain't got respect in this country because of their connections. Bishop Cotto Brown, Reverend Chris Toole, you got big title for nothing. Y'all made people will not get no respect for the church because you're so damn greedy. Only your belly you're after. I would not look at you, Bishop Brown, and call you Bishop Brown. I'll call you Brown. You can't do nothing to me when I call you Brown. The people that sit under your teaching will be the one to call you bishop. Even you, the Christo. Why am I calling you Reverend Christo? When you are not doing the right thing, should I give you that title? I wouldn't. Well, folks, let me read a few comments and come and take some calls, and then we out of here at 12:30. Let's read out the comments we have in our comment section so we can come and take some calls, and then we leave from here at 12:30. But this country, I mean, some of the people we got as, you know, what we call God people, then they're not correct. You know, they're not correct. They are a bunch of, I don't know how to describe them. I want to use a word, but I don't think it will be appropriate for the radio. But anyway, let me take a few comments. Bernice Dennis says, good morning, bro. Henry Tito Jr. says, good morning, my Freedom FM family and our weather report man, Uncle Tunis, for always giving us a great information about the weather condition of our country, Mama Liberia. Clarence Dwell says, good morning. I'm watching you this morning from Johnson Street. Jackson Bobby Bedier says, good morning, Brother Wendell. And Esther, I'm following you guys from Upper Caldwell, Sussex community. Thank you guys for the good work. And we have John K. Torville says, good morning, great family. I'm following you from SKD Boulevard Junction, D6. All right. And Morris F. Cromar Jr. says, following from the center of Monrovia. Tapetio says, follow you from Barnesville Road, St. Peter Junction. Sam Toby says, I'm following you from Minnesota, Brooklyn Park. Darlington Boy says, I'm Jay Darlington, charismatic boy, watching you live from Painesville, Jacobtown residents. December 17 protest is a must. Nobody can stop the concerned citizen from exercising their democratic rights. And Maritula says, good morning. I'm watching you from New Georgia Estate. Thanks. This council of hustlers, not serious. We're coming outside December 17. And Darlington again says, okay, that's the same message. Okay, there's one from Clarence Dway. He says, political Reverend Chris Tour, you didn't stop Liberians from protesting 3 years ago, so you cannot stop them now. I understand more people not going to church to pay offerings and tithes, so you're preaching politics instead of the gospel of Jesus Christ. But please, sir, you have to respect yourself and do the right thing. All right, so far so good. Those are all the comments we have. We can take some calls here now and leave from here at 12:30. So everybody will have the time to speak in a minute. Please make sure you observe the time. Nobody is going to take more than 2 minutes because we don't have time. We want to give the few people we have listening who want to partake enough time so they can, say what's on their mind relative to our talking points. So please, if you call, don't take more than 2 minutes. Let's talk to you. Hello.
Yeah. Good morning to Freedom FM family, and good morning to my people of the Republic of Liberia, and good morning to you, dear brother. Let me still. The name remains constant and also ES come out once again. Our topic. Look, when we will get our political readiness in this country, what happened yesterday? They were in this country and the government now themselves by having press conferences. We never stop it. If they want us to go after them, we put all the second one star because they are not called to do God work. They are called to be a politician. So we keep on the political campaign on us and we go after those so-called so-called Bishop whatsoever. We put our political campaign on, we go after them. That's what they said that happened yesterday. They go, yeah, we go forget me. Yesterday, they cannot stop that for every time we have break cat.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Alfonso. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's leave it right there. Let's talk to Masisi. Masisi, welcome to the show.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you. No time, Masisi. Let's hear you in a minute.
Let me say hi to my son, Masari, and big brother there. Look, when they will clean here.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Well, yes, Josh, we have. Look, the protest was every day, our protest. I know Morocco, bro, what he means. You were here. They were all playing protest in Josh, they were hiding their head as a monkey. In the black shallow, too branded. Here they create store, man, and they don't want to play the protest against we are go there. We not supposed to here. When we go to say, oh, that's protest. I will not see crew or go to just say about Wakai. We will not understand the way I think. When can they understand it's protest? To say that our forces are protest, our country is wrong. You are here, Corona getting in the country 3 years, it's not 3 years. But we are making way. All the way, sir. Or get a bit of crazy to your government. You have the S was when they say they go to that work with you. That quarter brand, just somebody found $10 to say about water. Now you said all I was around the one, now protest. I want right to protest. I want right to protest because we're suffering. All of black government. With that, I'm not where I stay. Help me out of my two me by way. Please, I die. Thank you for the show.
You want to get on? I'll carry the redemption so you can move it. Oh.
Yeah, I will go.
All right, I'll call you after the show, man. Sisi, let me call you after the show. All right. So let's take more calls. Let's talk to another person. You. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, President William.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. My name is President PZD. I do join you from the Plus of Communities Institute, where our people stay drinking from the unit. Yes, stay drinking from the unit. It is 9% of the citizens. So, people, you see, let me appreciate the people for always everything is just necessary point as it relates to national and critical issues. Mr. Tang winners the political issue who call himself Kotuban. Yesterday, the lacking of the Christmas law, as I speak to you now, 11 to 10 to 10 to 11, the Christmas tree burn down. Going out to speak is calamity. The tree is burned down to ashes. Some people say that it's over fault. Some physicians don't that came out. So the shocking news is in this country. Mr. Bwaka needs to go in the country. Mr. Bwaka needs to take himself and go in the country because your constitution is voted. So if Bwaka cannot respect himself, the Democrat 17 will just you know he leave or he leave. Democrat 17 are all the other Liberians, meaningful Liberians. So go and
Oh my God, you went off the line. We didn't cut you off. Let's take another person. Let's call this person. Let's talk to you. Hello. Hello?
Hello?
You want to talk to me or you don't want to talk to me because I can't continue with you with the feedback.
Hello. I'm talking to you from Newport Street.
Go ahead. You have 1 minute. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much for this platform. I'm going to call to speak on the word revenue. Revenue is not to be given to any human being under the sun. And anybody you give it to under the sun, the crowd will take over them. This is the crowd that is photograph her to talk what they continue to talk everywhere in life. Please consider them. But I will say that what he said, he was supposed to say it everything when he was playing the protest. Everything. But at this time, they to the protest people will say this. They need that. He's saying it to offend those who want to send the protest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to you. Hello?
Hey, how are you? William?
I'm fine. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, let me say hi, Ansari. You know, this is Pet Walker. The council of churches and giving the quarter brand, all they are being compromised, you know.
Mm.
And that is why I like the when the community that we are talking about, the Christian community, when you do those things, you bring that particular era into public ridicule.
Exactly.
You don't do that.
Exactly.
Okay? As far as the churches, you know, they sat here to allow the Council of Churches president to take a appointed job for the government of Liberia. They could have asked that particular Council of Churches president to resign a post and if he wanted to serve in the government, let him forget about that position so that another person can occupy it and serve the purpose for which that institution was established for. But they allow the Reverend occupying the position as a Council of Churches president and then taking jobs from Blacker. What do you expect? You will see them flip-flop in between. Tomorrow they'll be pretending as if they want to speak up for the citizen. The other time, you see that they're pushing the government interest. That's not only because of fiscal system here.
Okay.
Yesterday, when President Weir was in power, you talk about, you were here to protest the Christmas time here, and you didn't say anything. What do we even have the Christmas to celebrate that you're talking about? What do we have to celebrate with the Christmas?
Okay.
All the bad things that happen to preach now on this world. Look at the recent one.
Okay.
You say draw down here, people cry.
Okay.
Here we are, a major donor in our economy. They are taking away their money. You're not calling up workers to withdraw that budget and reset priority. But you are here calling people to stay. We will not stay away. We're going to come with December 17 and we don't have no Christmas to celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Edmund. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm happy to be there.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. Let's hear your name and where you join us from.
This is from Gala and I call from rehab residence.
Let's hear you, Mr. Colley.
You know, something that was good yesterday should also be good today, right? When President we just took over in having reform or yes that we saw this protest that was held by the opposition at that time. So why you want to stop people from protesting? You protest and that was the protest that brought you to power today. And everything that you said within your campaign speeches, up to now you haven't lived up to it. Buying party era, you buying a schedule that you couldn't pay rent for, you buying it with the Liberian people taxing your money, our taxing your money. So you protest on that you accuse others of doing you. Last time it was not doing it. Just just started very nasty at the time I was not even voting. I started voting in 2011 when he started maintain that property. What you did, you brought people to do that, destroy the property, and then you try to post up the people where you got a lot of lifestyle within your body, or no officials, they say work out criminals, like the people that were in the Unity Party government. And they are mean to their own people. At the time when Mangini was sharing, what they did, they push for Mangini the people on station. Because when they were giving back to the common people who gave power to them. But today, that own people that support that, they can't even see it. And then all people say, well, that country money, but they cannot see that country money. So it was free yesterday, if you did today. So December 30th, that's the day. You like, you know, like you say, you get ready to kill people, but that's why you're for taking the life of innocent people back.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Rosetta Sonkali. Let's talk to you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Wendell.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Well, this is Mohammed Don to join you. When I joined the conversation from the Japan Sea with.
Let's hear you, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No time. Make your point.
I don't know what really happens to our country because people that were expected to speak more conservative people they are deviating from the street and saying that the picture is already hard. And then I came out saying that we shouldn't protest, so it's just like just contested here. So we'll come out December 17th to protest. So the decision is just saying so that I just want to make promise. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Let's talk to you, this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good evening. My name is Jackson for the theater calling for Upper Car Success Community. Thank you for 40 minute time I think on the show. I just want to tell the already know Bishop Kotu Brown, they are very accepted in their United Party. Their government also accepted with themselves. Where were Bishop Kotu Brown when the teenagers were raped? Where were Kotu Brown when the police brutality increasing on a daily basis? Where were Kotu Brown when the mysterious things are taking place in this country? We already know that they are United Party bishops, so it's nothing that the Liberian people don't know. Where were they when the June administration? Where were they when the June 7 protest took place? What they said, they all supported those protests. They were able to Liberian people to exercise their political franchise, so you get stuck there. We understand about Christmas. Yeah, what are they doing? I think it's always pushing the government feet to the fire to work on the Liberian people very important. But you know how many people right now at Christmas, you gotta go into, you gotta see the symptom of Christmas or to see the momentum, nothing.
Okay.
People are dying on a daily basis, Mr. William. So if they have nothing to say because we know that they are the party bishop, let them remain silent instead of saying things that we offend the people and say things to them. We know they are men of God and we all are Christians, but you have to make the people to respect them too.
Thank you, Jackson Vedet. Let's talk to another person. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, William.
Yeah, how are you? Tell us your name and make use of your 1 minute quickly. I think we can take you as our last caller.
I'm Amos Soba Johnny from a Shah resident.
Go ahead, Amos.
They hospital, they for a council of judges. I knew that it's on there, but then, like the seashore is open market. They were, you know.
Hey, man, that's moment. All right, Amos, thank you. Thank you. Let me squeeze this person in. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. William.
Yeah, good afternoon. No time. I'm squeezing you in, so make your point quickly. No time.
Okay, my name is Akampi and I'm doing for Chicago. I'm driving my car listening to the show. Okay, let me just progress to what the other callers were just saying. We got to say that before Abraham Monkey and Babu. Why do government just come on out and just be complaining? Huh? When this thing was happening, why this time around? But you know, if your more is bigger with something and the place is full, every day you're getting 24 out of it. This government, they are all self-up because, you know, they believe in what they can receive and they believe in what they can get. That's what they're doing this for. But time will come for them. Thank you for putting me this up.
Thank you, and I wish you all the best as you get your passengers to their destination today. Well, folks, we're going to squeeze in 2 comments, and we'll go to Aliyu Masale to take a minute to wrap up. So let's, Annie T. Morba says, good morning. I'm from Camp Johnson Road, Godway. Expose all those fake men of God in Liberia. Stanley Bosa says, the Liberia Council of Churches leadership is a complete disaster to this country. Let them keep quiet because December 17, my entire household would join the peaceful protest. You know, I don't know, man, but some of these guys, I don't know, they don't deserve to be called those titles. I will not see Kotu Brown anywhere and say Bishop Brown. I say, what's up, Kotu, or what's up, Brown? If he vexed, then he can bust. Even Christo, I wouldn't refer to him as a reverend because he doesn't deserve to be called that way. So that's it, folks. Let's get to Aliyu. Aliyu, let's wrap up from your end.
Yeah, thanks to the callers for taking their time to participate. I think we are all on the same path. The Liberia Council of Churches, yesterday, they were vocal, and this government, they remain silent. Everything are going on, and let it just remain silent. Likewise, the Muslim community, yesterday, they too, they were vocal. Today, they are silent. And let it remain silent forever. And let the people carry on their protests. They had no moral integrity to say anything. Everything that going on, they are satisfied with it. If they were to speak, we are not going to see this thing happening. So they were silent, they satisfied, let it remain satisfied. And I wish those people a peaceful and successful protest. No violence, just how they did the first one. And this one too should also be peaceful and non-violent. Till we can see you again, God bless America, God bless Liberia. Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Jeremiah Kula says, I'm watching you from Mississippi Street, Greenville, Santa County. Folks, that's all the time we've got to be here. The birthday woman is the pre-birthday woman DJ Mapu. She's getting prepped up for December 26th. Happy pre-birthday to you, DJ Mapu. Happy pre-birthday to Stanley B. Nambe. All right, guys, we'll be here tomorrow, God's willing. Until then, do have a pleasant Tuesday. Bye-bye.
You guys never me. What did they say? And they cannot even do.